Hey, Cece, how's it going?
Doing good. How you doing?
Doing pretty well. So just, looking at Louisville's defense, they've had a pretty good start to the year. Just, what have you seen from watching them on film this week?
They got a pretty good defense, physical defense as well. I know they have the number three defensive edge in the ACC, and I'm just ready to test my skills with them. Um, they're very physical, sideline to sideline type of defense, and I'm really excited for this meetup.
And the last couple of years when you guys have played them, they've been like these shootout games, decided by one touchdown. I think 2 years ago it was 38-31, and last year was like 52-45 or something like that. Just when it's like two offenses just going all out like that, just how fun is that for you guys?
I mean, you get more playing time. I mean, with how their offense are really good. I know last year they really striked us on their offense. And mentality stays that we still gotta be 1 point ahead of them in order to be 1-0. That's all it takes.
All right, Jordan, we'll go to you, and then Matt.
Hey, Steve, just curious your thoughts on what's impressed you the most about the offense so far through 5 games. It seems like you guys are able to win so many different ways. You can pound the ball, you can make the deep throws, you can have long drives, you can have quick, flashy drives. Just the versatility and the different ways that you guys have been able to succeed on offense. What has stood out the most to you in that regard?
Um, what stood out to me the most is our receiver core. They done a hell of a job with our offense. They're very physical. One thing that we had last year, and with all the years that we had, is the offensive line are physicals beast. But more than ever now, our receivers are standing up to that standard now. They're really physical. They come down and block, and they help us push the ball. And that gets me excited. I mean, our receiver core is pretty amazing with doing that.
All right, next we'll go to Matt.
Yeah, hey, thanks for taking the time. I'm curious, I know coaches are always preaching, work hard every game, one game at a time. You can't have any let-ups. How much of this team is coach led sort of versus player driven now? Do you see sort of the players really sort of taking that onus upon yourselves more so than just, Coach Cristobal saying, watch out for the rat poison?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this team is 100% coachable and 100% player led. If we want to be who we say we are, we got to be player led, and we have a lot of leaders on the team, and we also have a lot of people that we need to help come up to the standard, and that's all part of the game. But yeah, this team has done a tremendous job, with being coachable, not only from the coach standpoint, but also from the other teammates and other players around. Being able to take in some of their advice and stuff. And it's all physical, it's all mentality type stuff. So yeah.
All right, next we'll go to Andrea.
Hey, Cece, thanks for doing this. A lot of folks around the country have recognized your offensive line as one of the best, if not the best, in the country. I'm curious, at the midway point now, kind of grade you would give the unit as a whole and where you feel like you guys can get better.
Yeah, I mean, those type of stuff, it don't really bother us. I mean, at the end of the day, that title, it doesn't mean anything in the midseason. It always comes out in the end of the season. And we don't see ourselves as the best offensive lineman in the nation. We just see ourselves as like, some dominant guys that want to push the piles and want to, finish downfield. And that's all we've been pounding on with Coach Grable and Coach Cristobal. It just keep doing our job and keep like finishing downfield and push the piles.
All right, Tim, you'll wrap us up.
Thanks, Evan. CC, to follow up on Andrea's question, Mario said a bunch of times this year when he gets asked about the play of the O-line in particular, he starts to say something really good or something really nice, really complimentary about you guys, and then he stops himself and he's like, these guys don't want to hear that. What is it about your group that knows the praise is out there for you guys, and you guys just don't care about any of it.
Just like how Coach Chris Ball talked about it, it's rat poison. There's people that keep praising us and stuff, and then some people will praise us, and then if once we do wrong, they'll take us down. It's the same thing. But those rat poison, we don't allow those praise to get into our head. That's when players start getting comfortable. We always play on the edge, and that's how we want to do the whole season. You're muted, Evan.
So you're good. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Oh, hey, Mark. Thanks for taking the time. So, I actually asked CC about this also, but this being a player-led team as much as a coach-led team, can you talk to that a little bit? Because you guys are off to such a fast start, and coaches are constantly saying, "Don't believe the hype. You got to work hard." How are you guys taking that upon yourselves? Not just coaches saying that, but how do you guys treat that as teammates and as players?
Yeah, no, we just, at the end of the day, we're the ones on the field, and we knew that coming in, like that's going to be the difference between, us and other teams, like, and not even other teams. I feel like us last year as well, just, trying to make the culture here better. It has to be one of the players. Like we got to be the ones saying everything, holding each other accountable. We can't always depend on the coaches for every single thing. Because at the end of the day, we're the ones going to war with each other. Like we're the ones out there in between those lines. So you gotta, tell your brother when he's wrong. You gotta accept it, and we just gotta all just continue to move forward that way.
All right, Adam, you're next, and then we'll go to Jordan.
Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Going good.
Good. So you kind of mentioned last year. I mean, just how much did you guys learn? Because you guys were in this place last year, 5-0. You guys went 9-0 to start the year before things kind of turned south. So just how much did you learn from you guys who were on the team last year? Learn from that experience about how you need to stick with it each and every week and can't ever really let off the gas or anything.
Yeah, complacency it creeps in, just by one little thing. It doesn't have to be something drastic. And when you let that just hinder around and you don't say anything about it, it turns into that big thing. It translates to every single person, it translates to everything. So we just gotta kill that because I feel like that's what was our problem last year. We got too complacent, feeling ourselves, probably some people were listening to the rat poison. But we just gotta stay in, a mode where we're not listening to anything good or bad that any of the outside people gotta say about us. We just gotta keep our head down, work hard every single day. What we do out here on Green Tree every day, that's what really matters.
Have you noticed like a big change in that kind of regard? Because like Jacoby said, Jacoby Thomas,
Mhm.
after the FSU game, he said that like he was surprised or like the thing that stood out to him was he walked into the locker room and people were annoyed and upset, like that you guys didn't beat FSU by more or let them back into the game and stuff like that. Have you noticed that kind of that change in attitude?
Yeah, nah, me included. I was definitely, pissed off for how we played that fourth quarter, and because we're better than that. We work hard. We work extremely hard every single day. So that's not our standard. And so yeah, like picking up from last year, I don't know how the team would have reacted to that, but we just worried about this year. Yeah, we have bigger goals. And, we all, like I said, we not trying to be complacent, be too happy about anything. We know what we're trying to do with this season, and shoot, the time is now.
All right, Jordan, we'll go to you.
Yeah, hey Marco, two questions for you. First off, what was it like to get Jordan Lyle back into a game in FSU, and just what does he bring with you and Marty to give you guys three really good backs back there?
Yes, sir. I was just happy to see him, playing the game that he loved. He works extremely hard all the time, and I got his back through anything or any questions he ever has. And he adds just another physical running back. Got some juice to him too. He could take the long run, home runner shot, and he just a new body who knows what he's doing. He could go in there and get the job done. Keep us all fresh.
And then looking at the offense through the first five games, just the way you guys are as multifaceted as you are, you're able to run the ball, have drives where the run game can take over. Carson showed with the Florida State game how you can have the deep ball. You guys can have long drives, quick drives. Just what stands out the most about the way that the offense is operate through five games?
Yeah, if a team tries to stop the run on us, shoot, we could kill them in the pass game. Team try to stop us in the pass game, we're gonna run it down your throat. And if you just try to stop both, I don't think you can. So, man, we all see that. So we just gotta, take it each day, one play at a time, one game at a time, man. We know what this offense could do. We just gotta continue to execute and prove it.
All right, Andrea, we'll go to you.
Hey, Mark, thanks for doing this. Curious from what you've seen on tape, how different is Louisville defensively this year compared to the group that you guys played last year?
They got a couple of new pieces, some guys who could get to the ball, defense, same structure, I believe. Like it's a great defense. They fly around, high effort guys who that they good at. I know they're leading and like bad at passes, guys who key on the football, good defensively, high effort. It's a great group of guys. You can tell they're coached very well, and we just gotta, be able to execute on our part.
All right. Not seeing anybody else. Appreciate you taking the time.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you.
All right, y'all.
All right, Adam, you'll start us off.
Hey, Akheem, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing pretty well. So looking at like the Louisville offensive line, statistically, they look like they've struggled a bit this year. Just what do you see from them on film? Like, what stands out to you about them?
Well, they're an experienced group, so I'm expecting smart O-line, a smart. I know that they can play together, um, but they're a team who likes to throw the ball, so I'm ready to get after it.
And then, obviously, right now the D line's a pretty veteran group, at least along, the ones right now. Ruben's been around for a couple of years. Justin Scott's been here 2 years. David Blake's been around a while. What have you seen from some of the younger guys who've gotten some playing time? Guys like Marquise and Armando and a few other guys. How have they kind of grown and developed over the course of the last couple months?
They're learning. They're learning what to do and what not to do based off what we call, every call limits what you can do. But they're just learning football IQ, football knowledge, and they're growing. You can see them grow.
All right, Jordan, we'll go to you and then Luke.
Hey there, Akheem. Just with Louisville in general, the last couple years been very close matchups, been very shootout, offense heavy. Just what have you taken away from this matchup and what it takes to compete against a team like this?
Well, I know that they're a very explosive team. Every time we play them, it's always a close game. I think they have the most explosive plays in the country, I think, or plays past 10 yards. But I'm expecting you know, what's the word I'm trying to look for? A disciplined team, a disciplined team who plays hard, but where's you gonna get after it?
And then curious your thoughts on Motori and West, just how they've handled everything as the main two linebackers, and in terms of the communication aspect with them between them and you guys, them in the back end, just how they've been able to help with getting the defense where it needs to be.
I think they're doing a great job communicating. Wes, Mo, and Popo, they're doing a great job communicating. They're in and out the building every day. Extra meeting time with Coach Heatherman. They're doing everything they can to be able to know what to do and play fast and help us play fast. So I think they're doing a great job.
All right, Luke, we'll go to you.
Hey, Keem, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So I'm curious. I mean, there's been so much outside external noise, just regarding the performance and of the D line and how well, your unit has performed this year. Just what job have you and Ruben and the rest of the D line done to, keep the focus internal and I guess block out all that praise and not let it, get to your heads.
Um, I know that there's still a lot I can get better at. And even Ruben knows that. Ahmad, Blake, blocking out the media is just things that I don't know how everybody else does it, but individually, I ignore it because even though I get this praise, I know there's still a lot of money I left out on the field. And then when it comes to inside the building, you know, me and Ruben talk trash to each other, humble each other. There's a lot that goes on. that I can't speak about too much. But yeah, we just keep each other humble.
All right, Jordan, we'll go back to you.
Hey, Akheem, is there any of the trash talk you can speak about?
It's just calling each other trash. I'll get the quarterback before you. Ruben always tells me I can't bend the corner like him. Tell him I bet I can. I'll show him I can. Just a little friendly trash talk, a little bit of it.
And then also just wanted to ask, I know we've talked for the last couple years about iron sharpening iron between the defensive line and the offensive line, but just going against that offensive line that you have at practice every day, how much does that help you guys? And have you faced an offensive line better than the one that you guys face at practice every day this year?
I have not faced the offensive line better than the one that we have. And having them and going against them means everything because it's the most competitive reps I'll get. It's the best quality reps I'll get. And it prepares me for Friday, Saturdays. That's the best look I'll get all season, I believe. So it means everything to me.
All right, Andrea, you wrap us up.
Akheem, thanks for doing this. Is there any friendly trash talk about seeing Ruben's name among possible Heisman contenders, as has happened here over the last couple of weeks?
Um, a little bit, not too much.
Well, what are your thoughts on kind of seeing his name elevated on some of these lists about maybe potentially Heisman?
I love it, man. I love it. Keep working. And it pushes me, I'm trying to do better too.
Well, you got to get your name up there on that list too. So, right?
Yeah, in due time, in due time.
Appreciate it.
All right, Keem, appreciate you taking the time.
All right, thank you.